Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
What's going on now?
I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because they don't know what you are, and they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you of all people say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Many extraordinary things have happened to get us to this point.
I'm not so certain. I think it has been a long time coming. Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
So this is your new crusade?
I've agreed to nothing yet.
And if the Chantry calls on you?
Then I will do whatever I can, for as long as I can. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
One for the Empress. For Gaspar. Brianna. The Duchess. And Corypheus. Right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a butt for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one Empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
We decided the course of a nation. I think it was worthwhile.
Right, Orlais will never be the same. Except for everything they say and do. Ugh, you know the most important thing I got out of all of that mess? The one thing. Don't sleep with Empresses. That's what that was all about. We patched their spat, Briala and the Celine. But without their breakup, none of it would have happened like that.
That was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
Wrong way around, Inquisitor. It started worse. Lots of people died before there was a hole in the sky. That's who you're saving. If you get a chance, maybe remind them not to be idiots.
Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing. The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems. A message from Divine Justinia.
That's a shock. You're right reading it.
Thank you for the concern, Inquisitor. But I am. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago, to be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
Do you know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
You take your instructions from me? What sort of help can a dead divine give you?
I don't know. Perhaps something to do with the Chantry. Or it could be personal. She guided me for many years, Inquisitor, as a divine and as a friend. There are days when I still look to her for advice, only to remember that I am alone.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
I'll help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence. One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but you won't tell me what it's for.
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
"'Tis a large fortress, Inquisitor. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased."
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Terra Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Кирин не родился. Логично, да? То есть она приехала без сына, и эта часть нам недоступна. Но... Так тоже ничего.
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Добро пожаловать на мой праздник. Класс.
Out of your element, Floriane. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Despite her posture, Lady Floriane has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Даже так, очень интересно. Ладно. Я почитала по поводу всего того, что может быть, и кто что как отреагирует. И если честно, мне совсем ничего не нравится. Вот, ну просто ничего не нравится. Поэтому сделаю то, что нетипично для меня. Танцуй в плохой одежде и будь шутом здесь.
She has caused no end of misery. It's time she brought some joy. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, jester to the Inquisition, in flat shoes.
History's greatest malevolence, Inquisitor. I am the jest of Orlais already.
Да мне насрать. Интересно, где она? Будет она вообще здесь? Шут в плохой обуви. Итак, прежде чем отправиться на казнь, нам нужно разобраться со столом ставки командования. Я О, да ладно. И Мориган пришла, да?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Мне нужен стол ставки командования. Кстати, да, всем привет, меня зовут Шустра, и...
This
О, Иллювиан!
is an Illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to
Так ты ушла от
human
нас.
greed.
в Dragon Age.
I restored this
в
one at
Legend.
great cost, but another lies within
Не,
the
в Origin.
Arbor
Какой Legend?
Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
You can restore an artifact like this.
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Мы куда? Я же даже не одета.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost.
Красиво.
I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I was safe from those who hunted me. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each illusion
Извините.
is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
If most of these mirrors are broken or locked, then what use are they?
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Марика не побоялась показать свое убежище, все дела. Молодец. Хотя у нее тоже есть на это. Я не помню, как заканчивается ее сюжетка. Нет, я помню, как заканчивается ее сюжетка с матерью, со всеми делами, с Солосом там. Это я все помню. Но вот что с ней случается позже, я вот вообще не помню. Блин, мне надо на стол ставки командования, ну твою мать. Игра. У меня есть еще некоторые квесты, которые я не могу решить. Типа их надо решить на столе ставки командования, а я не могу. Че это? Ага. Приветики. Ха. Да-да. Ну а что, надо что-то делать и для себя. Так, Жози, пойдем. Второй раз уже созываю военный совет. Я представляю, сейчас там столько квестов, обосраться можно. А почему она четвертая? А, ну да, приходит четвертая. Смотри, как классно. Так, давай для начала соберем то, что готов отчет. Отчет готов. Союза нам дали амулет силы, что спасибо. Правосудие нам дали влияние. Припасы госпожи Пулен прибыли в Сарнию. Спасибо. И назад вот это... Поиск слабого места Самсона, отчет готов. Влияние 30. Дагна сообщила, что удалось узнать о доспехах Самсона. Не понимаю, почему она в таком восторге, но сведения полезны. Нужно поговорить при первой же возможности. Калин. Хорошо. Так, здесь у нас трудные переговоры. Доступно. Инквизитор, хочу поделиться с вами одной проблемой. У меня маски нет, ни одной. Король Алистер Тейрин. 18 часов! И потому, когда Орлейская императрица предлагает провести настоящие переговоры о мире, я чувствую беспокойство. Не знаю, что там у нее на уме, у этих орлесянцев, но говорят, что в программу переговоров обычно входит отравление и танцы. Возможно, одновременно. Как я понимаю, вы императрицу Селину знаете, и она вам обязана, так сказать, собственной жизнью. И учитывая, что вы и мою, можно сказать, спасли кому-то, как не инквизиции, устроить переговоры между нами. Вау! Вау-вау-вау! Между этими народами старая вражда, но я постараюсь сделать все, что в моих силах, чтобы устроить переговоры. И в итоге она скостилась до 14,5 часов. Но это точно определенно будет не сегодня. Следующее задание у нас плоды гордыни, куда мы, естественно, не пойдем, потому что у нас есть чем заняться пока. И нам нужно исследовать эльфийские руины. Исследование эльфийских руин. Инквизитор, мы делаем успехи в Динанхе Ханине, гробница изумрудных рыцарей. Вот мне что надо. Постройка гораздо больше, чем мы считали, поскольку мою хранительницу не интересовала эта вылазка. Может быть, инквизиция поможет нам. Да, очень надо. Там надо забрать последние мозаики. Да, наши солдаты встретились с эльфом Динанен Ханине в эльфийских руинах на изумрудных могилах. Их предводитель Тавин готов работать с нами вместе, но некоторые эльфы в его отряде подозрением относятся к Да, супер. Мне это очень хорошо. Помощь пострадавшим от гражданской войны. Союзы видит око, зуб найдет. Танцы со вдовой. Поехали. Миледи Инквизитор Гера, у нас не было времени потанцевать в Зимнем дворце, но могу ли я ангажировать вас на танец сейчас? Тем более, что вы сами его предлагаете. Вы должны быть незнакомы с Алемандой. Это прелюдия ко всем прочим танцам и к игре. Буду рада научить вас шагам. Для начала пары образуют две линии лицом друг к другу. Ла-ла-ла. Если инквизиция защитит бесхозный Илен, так, всецело ла-ла-ла. Мы можем воспользоваться возможностью вдовы рациональной, если поговорим напрямую с графом. Илен — маленькая бухта. Мы вполне можем послать достаточно войск, чтобы защитить их от атаки. Поехали с Калином, наверное, что? Отлично. Согласовать сделку по чертежам оружия. Любезности от императорского двора. Разоблачение тех, кто за морем. Дом Амладарис. Вдоль и поперек, изучив либералум Дорион, нашел параллель между корифеем и древним магистром Сетием из дома Амладарис. Доказать, что это будет тяжело, да и польза от этого открытия сомнительная, но примечательно то, что дом Амладарис существует по сей день. Он уже одно заявление о том, что корифей и Сети одно лицо, хватит, чтобы учинить в Тевентере скандал. Но это же, конечно, не так. Отправим эту информацию в качестве жеста доброй воли, посмотрим, как они, что они с ней сделают. 6 часов. Все, ребята разосланы. Специфика Инквизиции у меня нету. Отлично, все очень хорошо. Все очень хорошо. Сейчас мы отправляемся поговорить с Калином о том, что выяснила Дагна. Сходить на казнь Марне. Но вернитесь, рыцарская гробница. Вернитесь к гробнице. Союза в виде тока зуб найдет. Так, да. Но сначала мы идем за моим мужчиной.
Cyril Mornay, for your crimes against the Empire of Orlais. For the murders of General Vincent Callier, Lady Laurette Callier, their 4 children, and their retainers. You are sentenced to be hanged from the neck until dead. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Who's this man to Blackwall? A brother? A friend?
Proceed. Stop! A Grey Warden.
This man is innocent of the crimes laid before him. Orders were given and he followed them like any good soldier. He should not die for that mistake.
Then find me the man who gave the order.
Blackwall!
No, I am not Blackwall. I never was Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead, and has been for years. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who I really am.
You, after all this time.
It's over. I'm done hiding. I gave the order. The crime is mine. I am Tom Rainier.
Почему все мужчины доставляют мне проблемы?
Can you believe it? Tom Rainier himself.
You must know something about Rainier.
I know what everyone knows. He'll hang for the massacre of a noble and his family.
Where did they take the prisoner?
In the jail of the marketplace. If you've goodbyes to say them now. It's a damned mess, but believe you me, it'll be sorted out quick. Lots of people can't wait to see that man swing.
Ну, это мы еще посмотрим, блядь. Вздернут. Я вас сама вздерну. Все такие правильные, блядь, вообще. Обосраться можно. О, здесь даже квест есть.
Inquisitor, a title hard to rhyme. A challenge for another day, I think. Forgive me my distractions, Eminence. I'm overwhelmed by you and what you've done. My name is Meriden, a humble bard.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
A simple thing that you know well. The power of a muse to rally hearts and minds. Inquisitor, I want to spread the word of what you've done. A small but vital role. Perhaps I'll also make a coin or two.
Are you a bard like those of Orlais?
Oh, heavens no. I'm a minstrel first. My weapon is a cutting tongue, not blades. I hope my skills will help in some small way, if only I can give your deeds their due.
Carry on, then.
А в чем
Oh, I
квест-то
will do my
заключается?
best, Inquisitor.
В чем реально квест заключается? Или я что-то не понимаю?
Your worship, Inquisition forces are all but welcomed with open arms. By the people, if not the officials.
Мариден, да, она здесь. Странно. Ладно, неважно. Потом подумаем об этом. Сейчас главное не накосячить. Сейчас сразу пойдет заставка или нет? Нет, так что давайте... Нельзя! Да ты издеваешься. Поговорим, любимый?
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded his death. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man. But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
That was a brave thing you did, confessing.
You don't understand how terrible my crime was. Turning myself in was not brave. It was necessary. And it doesn't make up for the pain I caused. You weren't supposed to find me. You were just supposed to think I was gone. I didn't want you to see me like this.
You mean you didn't want me to know you? The real you?
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and I lied to my men about what they were doing.
И что?
When it came to light, I ran.
Ну тебе с этим жить.
Those men, my men, paid for my treason, while I was pretending to be a better man.
Но до этого тебя не волновало.
This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster. Wouldn't you be happier thinking I was a nobleman, a Grey Warden? Instead of this, I would have saved you the pain of learning that all you knew about me was a lie. That you loved a lie.
Так я-то люблю человека, а не серого стража.
There was truth to what we had, and there is good in you. I have to believe that.
Обсудите ситуацию с Калином.
I didn't think we had anything more to talk about.
Who were you before this mess?
I was a captain in the Orlesian army. Well regarded, respected. But it wasn't enough. One mistake. One mistake and everything I worked for fell apart.
The man on the gallows, Mornay. Who was he?
My second in command. He was a good man. When I heard he'd been caught, I was resolved to stop his execution. Couldn't let another die for my mistake.
I need to know about Blackwall. The real Blackwall.
We met in a tavern when I was on the run. I was nothing. A waste of life. But he wanted to recruit me. We headed to Valchavan for the joining. But Blackwall insisted on making a stop along the way. An old ruin from one of the previous blights. He said it led to the deep roads. I was to go down alone, find a darkspawn, and fill a vial with its blood. When I returned, I found the warden ambushed by more of the creatures. He took a blow for me. He shouldn't have died. It should have been me.
We went there,
where you were ambushed. We retrieved your badge. It was never really yours, was it?
No. It belonged to him. I was going to tell you the truth. When we went there, I wanted to explain why I couldn't be with you. But you found Blackwall's badge and I lost my nerve. You wanted me to be him. I wanted to be him. To even imagine that I could replace that man.
It was a heroic act, stepping between you and a darkspawn.
I wasn't worthy. He would have wanted me to carry on to Val Chevan, I'm certain. But without Blackwall, there was no proof that I'd been recruited. That I didn't kill him. I couldn't go to the Wardens. But I couldn't just walk away. So, Rainier died. And Blackwall lived.
I need to know the details of what you did. Who you killed, why.
I betrayed the Empire and assassinated a general, all for gold. The man was General Vincent Callier. My employer was a Chevalier, Robert Chapuis. Sir Robert believed that Grand Duke Gaspard was the rightful ruler of Orlais and would eventually take the throne. He thought that by eliminating one of Celine's loyal supporters, he might endear himself to the true Emperor. I can't say if Robert's plan would have worked. I didn't care. There was good coin offered, and I took it. By the time Sir Robert's involvement was uncovered, I was long gone. Of course, the Grand Duke disavowed any knowledge of the act and publicly condemned it. Robert killed himself. Poison in his wine. Another victim of the great game.
You got your men to help you. What did you tell them?
They didn't know who they were attacking. I told them it was an important mission. They trusted me without question, just as your men trust you.
Armies are weapons. Weapons don't wield themselves.
Weapons don't have lives, families, dreams. An army is not just a weapon.
My reports say that Callier was with his family. You had them all slaughtered.
I didn't know Callier would be traveling with his family. I assumed only soldiers, armed guards. My men have been told to eliminate everyone. They'd seen war. They thought they were defending their country. No one likes to think about that. But it's names that carry power in this world. Bloodlines. Heirs. No matter how leaders like Celine or Gaspard pretend the game is played, that's how real war is waged.
That shouldn't be how wars are fought. There's no need.
War is unfair, and the sky is blue. But you're right. There was no need for what I did.
There's another thing I'm still wondering.
Yes?
That's all for now.
Погнали.
Tom Rainier.
Give me the overview.
Looks like our friend was once a respected captain in the Imperial Orlesian army. Before the Civil War, he was turned, persuaded to assassinate one of Celine's biggest supporters. He led a group of fiercely loyal men on this mission, and told them nothing of it. His men took the fall for him. A few lucky ones, like Mornay, managed to escape. I'm sorry. I know what he meant to you.
Let me guess. Our spy master had this lying around somewhere, didn't she?
It would have been difficult for anyone to connect Blackwall to Rainier. Even Liliana has something of a blind spot when it comes to wardens. What do we do now? Blackwall... Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
If it were up to you, what would happen?
What he did to the men under his command was unacceptable. He betrayed their trust, betrayed ours. I despise him for it. Yet he fought as a warden, joined the Inquisition, gave his blood for our cause. And the moment he shakes off his past, he turns around and owns up to it. Why?
He did it for me.
Then only you can decide if he succeeded.
Have Renee released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our options back at Skyhold.
То есть мы его не просто заберем? Не обязательно. Поручите советникам найти способ вызволить Ренье из тюрьмы. Ты серьезно? Ты мне выдал новую задачу? Ты в курсе, да, что у меня, блин, там 18 часов и еще сколько-то там часов? Ты серьезно? А почему не обязательно? Подожди. Поручите советникам найти способ вызвать Ренье из тюрьмы. Ладно, встретимся на столе ставки командования, когда оно освободится. Так, Лилиана и Калин освободились. Танцы со вдовой. Танцы со вдовой Куранта, влияние и Рубин. Главам Инквизиции. Для меня было большим потрясением узнать, что организация, призванная защищать нас от брежи, проявляет интерес к ореховым хозяйствам. Быть может, вы собираетесь швыряться чищенными орехами в небо, чтобы отпугнуть гномов? Поистине такие вещи вне моего разума. Если у вас есть обоснование притязаний на Илен, хотелось бы услышать. Граф Мариус де Пуассон. Ладно. И еще дом. Амладарис готова. Мастерская духовная руна. Сегодня прибыло письмо от дома. Скорость от этого позволяет предположить, что находка Дариана не открыла семейству ничего нового. Интересно, давно ли они уже хранят эту тайну, боясь, что она выйдет наружу, Лилиана. Спокойное сообщение, уважаемый инквизитор. Мы глубоко признательны за предоставленную информацию, как скандальная сама мысль о возможности связи между нами и отродьем из легенд. Это, разумеется, неправда, и чтобы заверить вас в этом, наше семейство готово всячески поддержать Инквизицию и ее праведной борьбе. Руной, да? Так, ну я здесь зачем? Чтобы сделать судьба Тома Ренье. Если вы сочтете это целесообразным, мы сможем освободить Тома Ренье, ранее известного нам как Блэквелл, из тюрьмы Валруайо, которая в данный момент он ожидает правосудия. Миледи Инквизитор, не забывайте, что в Орлее ему предъявлено обвинение в убийстве лорда Венсанта Кайе, генерала и преданного союзника Селина, а также всей семьи Кайе. Решение за вами. Разом решим две проблемы. В наших рядах есть предатель. Он и фигурой, и лицом похож на Ренье. Свяжем его, заткнем рот кляпом, а потом выдадим за Ренье. Его осудят вместо него, а весь мир будет уверен, что Ренье получил по заслугам. Мы можем сформировать небольшой отряд, взять тюрьму штурмом. Нет, давай вот это. Я могу получить это Орлесианский престол специально. Нет, давай вот это. Хочу вот это. Подставному Тому Ренье был вынесен приговор взамен настоящему. Как всем теперь известно, Ренье был казнен на рассвете. Мой агент сохранил обман в тайне и заглушит все нежелательные слухи. Настоящий Ренье находится у нас в заточении. Лилиана. Так, давайте-ка, знаете, что сделаем? Продолжим танцы со вдовой. Как я помню, вы прекрасно танцуете. Готовы ко второй части бала. За Алемандой обычно следует куранта, шаги в которых гораздо быстрее. Это почти что бег. Графу де Пуассону так понравился ваш последний маневр, что он уже бежит в совет Геральдов и с прошением о признании его притязания на Илен. Со мной он, разумеется, связался в первую очередь, поскольку, хотя юноша склонен к ошибкам, он несовершенный глупец. Далее он, скорее всего, обратится к герцогу Сирилу де Монфору или герцогу Жермену. Сирил самый младший из Геральдов, и его легко убедить, а Жермен самый старший, а потом скорее поддержит притязание орлесианского аристократа с длинной родословной, чем предаст земли новому андростианскому движению. Вам следует сделать свой собственный ход. Аллегриссимо. С уважением, маркиза Монтильон. Графиня Монтбеяр, серебряная леди Шурно. Здесь лучший наш союзник. Можно поговорить с герцогом Сирилом. Он, судя по всему, разумный человек. Можем привлечь его на свою сторону. 3 часа 24 минуты. Вот это вообще ничего не понимаю. Давай тебя. 3 часа 23 минуты. Союзы видит око, зуб найдется, да? Обратитесь к церкви. Правда и расплата, конец игры. Ага. Мы никогда не встречались, но поскольку я понял, ваши действия уберегли меня от неприятнейших связей. Поскольку мне не нравится быть у кого-то в долгу, хочу отплатить вам информацию, предоставляющую определенный интерес. Знали бы вы, что недавно великая герцогиня Лайнская приезжала к озеру Селестин, а именно она 2 недели гостила у герцога Анвила Бланшара Монталеонского. В свете других ее связей и необычного большого количества денег, ничего не понимаю, и чё? Пошли в наше кино, покажем всему миру в связи с Флорианой. С этой? Ни хрена себе. Давай, почему нет? Инквизитор. Господи, как мне нравится это. Так, и я так понимаю, что на финал этой серии нас ждет самое сладкое, да? А именно суд над Блэквеллом. Правильно? Устройте суд над Ренье в Скайхолде. Так, котик, пожалуйста, ты сидишь прям перед этим. Прям перед монитором. Ну, естественно, вы же все понимаете, что мы его простим. Что наш роман продолжится. Это, ну это же... А где мой трон? Верните мне трон. Ну, я не могу сидеть. Где? Ничего не прогрузилось, понятно. Кто спер мой трон? Ты шо ты? Да, блядь, ты серьезно?
I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall.
Поосторожней.
His crimes... Well, you are aware of his crimes. It was no small expense to bring him here, but the decision of what to do with him is now yours.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. I know you put another man in my place. Haven't enough died for me.
I really think you've lost the right to judge anyone.
There's enough evil in the world because of me. I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end.
Я твое наказание.
Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
Искупишь вину и свобода. Ты принадлежишь мне, алгилдяжить, держать в неволе, заставлять лгать. Пусть решает стража. Искупишь вину и свободен.
You have your freedom.
It cannot be as simple as that.
It isn't. You're free to atone as the man you are. Not the traitor you thought you were, or the warden you pretended to be.
It will take time. You would accept that? And what I used to be. I lied about who I was, but I never lied about what I felt.
Ты бросил меня после
секса.
секса.
No matter what I was or what becomes of me. Right now, I'm just a man with his heart laid bare. I leave it in your hands.
Продолжить роман, прервать роман. Любовь без доверия ничто, ты выходишь за рамки, начнем все заново, я бы не отпустила тебя. Блин, какие интересные фразы. Начнем все заново.
I don't know where we'll end up, but I'm willing to give us a chance.
I don't know how to be with you as Tom Rainier.
С собой.
You said you didn't lie about how you felt. Go with that.
As you wish.
О. Как так? Как так простить? Как так простить? Что происходит? Знаешь, хочется так повернуться ко всем и сказать, ну а чего вы, блядь, ожидали? Это мой мужчина. 1934 опыта нам стало доступно. Задание завершено. И 400 очков влияния. Мы почти 14-й левел влияния получили. Давайте-ка на финал этой серии обязательно возьмем и сходим. Доступна задача «Последствия обмана Блэквелла». А он будет доступен как Блэквелл или он будет доступен как Том Ренье? Блэквелл. То есть нет с ним заставки. Как к тебе теперь обращаться?
How shall I refer to you? Rainier or Blackwall?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Perhaps we could treat it as less of a name and more of a title. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to be.
Everyone needs something to aspire to.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
We need to discuss our relationship.
Is something the matter?
What do you think will happen to us after all this?
A house? A dog? Do you think that mark of yours could be used for cooking eggs? Or we could just continue as we are. No eggs necessary. As long as you're by my side, I don't care what happens.
Мур. Не знаю, почему мне Калин не нравится. Вот честно. Вот Железный бык, Блэквелл, не знаю, может, типа, вот сказать, что это такой любимый мой типа. Вот сказать, что это мой любимый типаж мужчин, нет, это неправда. Не такой типаж мужчин я люблю. Но вот удивительно, от Солоса блевать тянет. Но, наверное, оно и понятно, я просто проходила игру. А вот Калин, ну, просто физически не нравится, как мужчина, если это можно так называть. Удивительно, на самом деле. Просто это единственный гетеросексуальный персонаж, который остался в игре, за которого я еще никогда роман не проходила. Ну, вот как-то так. Я бы еще на самом деле... Вот жалко, что Дориан настолько сильно уверован в своей ориентации, что нельзя с ним поромансить, а так. Что ж, эта серия подходит к концу. Спасибо вам большое. Или нет? Или подожди, или мы сходим все-таки к Калину поговорим. Давай сходим к Калину поговорим, коль мы тут рядом. Как тут можно где подняться? Никто не знает. Ну, коль мы уж тут стоим, чтобы на следующую серию уже понять, что мы куда идем. Потому что если будет нужна какая-то задача на столе ставки командования, то сейчас у меня как раз все заняты. Я буду знать, к чему надо будет стремиться.
Dagna's started work on her red lyrium samples, but she needs more details on the armor. We found orders in the mine. They mention Maddox, a name I did not expect to hear.
Samson's letter said something about taking over as the vessel.
Perhaps it's a rank among the Red Templars. It could be a title from Ancient to Winter. Or it's some other role Corypheus has planned for Samson, and Maddox is part of it.
Another voice from your past?
In a way, this is complicated. Maddox was a mage in Kirkwall's circle. Samson smuggled letters between him and his sweetheart. Eventually, Samson was caught. That's why he was cast out of the Order. Maddox was made tranquil and became a skilled craftsman of magical items. Samson must have rescued him.
If this tranquil is a valued asset, going after him will draw Samson out.
It seems Maddox built Samson's armor for him, and maintains it still. Tranquil and Kirkwall needed rare and expensive supplies for their enchantments. Supplies we can trace. I can have our men kick down some doors, Inquisitor. Samson's armor might lead us right to his stronghold.
Доступна задача выследить Самсона. Вот я о чем и говорила. То есть, когда ребята закончат через... Блин, я, кстати, не посмотрела, сколько еще Жозефина будет там делать. Было 18 часов, я уже не знаю, на самом деле, сколько прошло. Но в моем случае меньше 12 это точно. Часов 6 прошло. Так что как-то вот так вот. Что еще могу сказать? В следующей серии, значит, мы обязательно пойдем левая рука верховной жрицы. Перед рассветом, да. А дальше посмотрим. Не помню, на самом деле, этот квест. Ну, а дальше, может быть, если прям все совсем будет коротко, еще засыпем одного дракона с гнездой, потому что у нас фулл ульта, да? Ну и все. А дальше посмотрим, что, куда, зачем и как. Нам еще надо в изумрудные могилы, потому что там открылась часть локации, которую мы точно можем пройти и дособирать мозаики недостающие. Нам где-то есть мозаика, которой мне не хватает буквально пару кусочков. Вот это. Нет, не вот это. Здесь почему-то я не помню, где. Наверху, по-моему, как раз два кусочка не хватает. Что ж, а на этом на сегодня точно все. 12 предметов. Подожди, стой. Как раз-таки ты же вернулся, да? Вояж. Блэквелл? Ну давай. Игра сегодня что-то прям не хочет. Ладно, неважно. Потом я его приодену. Что ж. А можно даже так делать? Серьезно? Я не знала. Что ж, увидимся в следующей серии. С вами была Шустер. Удачи и до новых встреч. Пока-пока, ребят.